Custody Gymnasium for tonight's matchup between the Lady Golden Eagles and the Farrell High Lady Steelers. Visiting team is coached by Justin Magestro, Joe Lombardi, Nate Keith, and Alex Hardwick. And now the starting lineup for your Lady Eagles. Sophomore, number 5, Hayden Keith. Sophomore, number 10, Paris Gilmore. Junior, number 12, AJ Jones. Senior, number 24, Keegan McConaughey. And a junior, number 3, Bella Bernardo. And now your starting lineup for the Farrell Lady Steelers. Sophomore, number 13, Gabby King. Junior, number 0, Demoris Burns. Junior, number 3, Tierra Stewart. Junior, number 4, Sine Brody. And junior, number 23, Jaylee Green.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to another night of Farrell Steeler basketball. Tonight, the Lady Steelers will take on the Kennedy Catholic Lady Golden Eagles. I'm Eric Bell, and I will have your coverage for the night. Starting for the Lady Steelers will be Owens, Stewart, Brody, King, and Green. And starting for the Kennedy Catholic Lady Golden Eagles will be DiNardo, Keith, Gilmore, Jones, and McConaughey. It seems that before the jump, we're going to have a technical foul. I didn't even get an explanation for the technical. McConaughey makes both of his shots from the technical, but we did not get an explanation as for what the technical was for. Confusing start to the game, and if that's any indication of what this is going to be, could be a bad night at the office for the Steelers, as there will not be a jump since there was a technical. DiNardo makes both free throws, and the Lady Eagles will start with the ball. Gilmore has it, guarded by Brody. The Lady Eagles run the offense. Hayden Keith with it. She pulls a 3. She gets us started off with 3. Hayden Keith. And now the Steelers playing from behind 5 instead of 3 due to that early technical, which again, confusing, and the Steelers come down and turn it over. The Golden Eagles will take back over. Gilmore tying her shoe. And now she'll bring it up for the Eagles. And she's going to drive on Brody. Off the glass, won't go. Rebound Green. Green gets the outlet pass to Stewart. Stewart pushing it up now. She crosses the timeline. Looking for some help. She gets a screen from King. Goes the opposite way of the screen. Guarded by Keith. Keith wouldn't let her go down. She brings it back out. Gets another screen from King. This time she gets around it. Pull up from the mid-range spot. Won't get it to fall. Rebound Gilmore. Gilmore outlet pass to Keith. Just over her head. She saves it. Picked up, though, by Burns. Burns gives it to Stewart. Stewart going to push it. The Steelers have numbers. They're going to pull it out and set something up. As now, Stewart going over, has nothing. Turns it over. Ball picked up by Jones. Jones to Gilmore. Gilmore up the floor to McConaughey. She throws it off the window. Give her 2 more. Brody now going to bring it up. Change of pace for the Steelers. Giving back to Stewart, and the Golden Eagles are in like a half-court running trap press. Going down. Air mails Burns in the bottom corner of your screen. The Golden Eagles will take back over now. 6:24 to go in the first quarter. A 7-0 deficit early for the Lady Eagles. Coach Tarosky needs to get his team on the same page. Pull up from 3 for Gilmore. She doesn't get it. DiNardo gets it, puts it back up, and gets the and one. And Coach Tarosky screaming for a full timeout as the Steelers are not playing Steeler basketball. Got behind early due to that technical. At the half, I will attempt to find out what that technical was for. Not sure. But whatever it is, put the Steelers behind early. And they just gave up an and one foul to DiNardo. She'll come out of the timeout shooting one at the line. So here we are out of the timeout. DiNardo will get her solo shot from the charity stripe. Shot no good. Rebound McConaughey. She puts it off the window and gets it down for two. Brody with it now. She's being trapped in the corner by Jones and Keith. She gets it up to Burns. Burns outlets it to Stewart. Stewart's got a little bit of running room, but Gilmore and Jones tried to box her in. Gives it over to Brody. Brody has to swipe that by Keith. Couldn't hang on for the steal. Brody gets it back. Going to set something up for the Steelers now. And the Golden Eagles have all the momentum now. The Steelers need to get a bucket in a big way right now. Pass over to Stewart. Stewart calling out a play. Gilmore not giving her any space to breathe. Back over to Brody. Brody goes inside to Green. Green off the window for two. And Jaylee Green putting the Steelers on the board. Still with a 9-point deficit. A lot of work to be done for the Steelers. DiNardo with the ball. She's waving her men through. Gives it to McConaughey. McConaughey goes up under Green and off the glass for two. McConaughey with 6, leading the charge for the Golden Eagles. Cross-court pass. That one goes to Burns. Burns was looking for Brody, stolen by Jones, and she'll be fouled as she tried to get it up to Gilmore, who was trying to get a fast break layup off the steal. An atrocious start for the Steelers. Need to calm down, get back to playing Steeler basketball, and we could be in good shape. Until then, it's going to be trouble as Michaela Hall, the senior, will check in for Burns, and I don't believe that the Golden Eagles made a substitution, as they shouldn't at this point. They have all the momentum moving their way. Inside pass to McConaughey. She gives it to DiNardo. DiNardo mid-range, off the glass, inside the rim and out. Rebound Gilmore. She puts it off the glass for two. Her first points of the game. Stewart needs help. Brody breaks down. She's got it. She's being trapped in the corner. She needs help now. Stolen away by Keith. Through the legs of King. Keith, King, and Gilmore all fell on it. King looks to be injured on the play. A very far from ideal start for the Steelers. 13-point deficit early, and for the Golden Eagles, no issues. You're up 13, and you're spreading the wealth. Everybody getting a chance to touch the ball. All the starters, with the exception of Jones, have scored. That's 4 out of the 5, and for the Steelers, Jaylee Green off the back glass put it down for 2. But again, it's not easy to start behind when you give up a technical before you even possess the ball. A couple questions that need to be answered. So we'll take a break as King appears to be checked on by the trainer and Coach Tarasco. And here we are. Brody will be the inbound. She gets it into Burns. Burns goes back to Brody. Almost had it tipped there by Jones. Brody going to push it up. She's got a little bit of room. Gets around Keith. Goes inside. Was looking for Burns. Threw it too hard. DiNardo last touched it. The Steelers will retain possession. Or no, they're going to say DiNardo didn't get a hand on it. So the Golden Eagles will take over. And it's what was that? Was that me? Oh. The Golden Eagles will take over following another mental mistake from the Steelers. DiNardo with the ball, trying to make a move on Hall. Hall wouldn't let her go anywhere. Back out to Keith at the top of the key. She's going to hand it off to Gilmore. Gilmore now gets it. She's guarded by Brody. Gilmore calling out a play. On the floor, foul called by the ref. Turnover. Possession goes to the Steelers. Michaela Hall will inbound in all likelihood to Stewart. As she will. Stewart now going to be the Steeler to cross the timeline. She passed across the timeline to Brody. Brody goes back to Stewart. Stewart almost lost it. Ball goes over to Hall. Hall had a moment. She gets it back out to Stewart. Stewart's going to drive inside. Look for Green again. Too high. The Steelers need to bring the passes down. They're throwing the ball too high. They're airmailing everybody. Just calm down, settle in, and execute. Entry pass goes to McConaughey. She'll take a step back, mid-range, won't go. Rebound Burns. Burns looked up for Brody, almost turned it back over, picks it back up, and she's going to take it up herself this time. Gives it over to Stewart. Stewart now guarded by Keith. The Steelers trying to make some headway here, and the ball tipped out of bounds by Gilmore, who almost took the referee out. Steelers will retain. No, they're going to say that Gilmore didn't touch the ball and that the Golden Eagles will have it. Looked pretty close to me. Gilmore now going to be the initiator for the Golden Eagles. Trying to get a backdoor pass to Jones, didn't have anything. Keith now going into McConaughey. Jaylee Green needs to get a body up on McConaughey rather than letting her drive around her. Meanwhile, Burns gets the rebound. She gives it to Stewart. Stewart pushing the ball up the court. Stewart trying to find something to do with the ball now. She gives it over to Hall. Hall gets the screen. Look for mid-range. No. Gives it out to Green. Green over to Stewart. Green going to go set the screen for Stewart. Stewart may have some room. DiNardo helped up. Back over to Brody. Brody out in the corner from Hall. Hall was going to pull it. She decided to take it in. Pulled a mid-range. Didn't get it. Jaylee Green over the bucket. Isabella DiNardo puts it up for two. Jaylee Green facilitating the offense from down underneath the rim. Keith pulls a long three and answers back for the Golden Eagles. She's got 2 threes. She's a sharpshooter. But you can't push up on Keith and leave Gilmore open, because as past games show you, she's a sharpshooter. And another mental mistake for the Steelers. Are going to turn the ball over. I can't say it enough. You got to calm down. You got to understand what you're doing. The mental lapses are killing the Steelers here in the first quarter of this game. 2:25 left to go. Keith inside to McConaughey. McConaughey thought about going up on Green, didn't have it. That time she tried to take it down. She draws the foul. McConaughey will go to the line for a pair.
Foul on Green, her first, team 4.
The first of 2 goes down. And the 4th goes down. McConaughey with her 4th point of the night. And another turnover from the Steelers. Now Gilmore on the drive around Brody, tried to go up over Green. Green wasn't having it. McConaughey somehow came down with it. She went back up strong. That time Stewart comes down with it and rips through. Foul called. Steelers take over.
Foul on number 44, McConaughey, her first, team first.
And Brody now with it. Stewart sends it back over to Brody. Brody now had a little bit of room, was pushed into a trap. The referee gets the call.
Foul on A.J. Jones, her first, team second.
And they'll say that Stewart stepped on the line. Turnover. The Golden Eagles will take over. And now Gilmore on the drive. Gets the push from Brody. She'll go to the line for a pair. 1:37 left to go. 16-point lead for the Golden Eagles here in the EJ Gym. Horrendous start for the Steelers. First of two will not go. And Coach Justin Magestro will make his first substitution of the night as Isabella Bianco will check in for Keegan McConaughey. And the second will not fall. Both missed. Stewart coming up. Goes over to Brody. Brody wide open for three. Didn't have it. Fell right into the hands of Green. Green goes up strong. Gets the foul. She'll head to the line for two.
First, team's third.
Neither shot goes for Green. And Hall tried to pick it up. Knocked off her foot. Golden Eagles will take over. Up 16 with just under 90 seconds to go in the game. Or excuse me, to go in the quarter, not the game. Gilmore has it. She'll go over to Jones. Jones back out to Gilmore. Gilmore now on the drive around Brody. Up, under, and foul. She'll head to the line for two. First of two will fall. Coach Tarosky bringing Green out the game and sending in Scott. And the second shot will fall for Gilmore. Pass to Brody went right through her hands. Able to pick it up, gets it over to Stewart. Stewart looking down for Scott, had her for a second, just tipped off of her hand. Ball to Hall. Hall gets it taken away, picks it back up, was looking for Scott, threw it right into the hands of Keith. Keith's gonna get the hand foul, trying to pass it out. The Steelers now with 17 fouls, one more, and you'll send the Golden Eagles into the bonus. Or excuse me, they're already in the bonus. One more, you send them into the double bonus, according to the scoreboard. I'm pretty sure it's the single bonus. The scoreboard's messed up. 8 is, or now they're in the bonus. 7, not 8. So 1 and 1. First goes, she earns her second. Does Keith. Seven is the single bonus, 10 the double bonus. And the second goes up and it falls as well. Keith with 8. Ball passed right through the hands of Burns. The mental mistakes. I don't know if you're thinking too far ahead, if you're thinking before the ball gets to you, but whatever you're doing, you got to change it up to start the second quarter. Magistro will send in McConaughey for Bianco. Outlet pass right to Isabella DiNardo, who missed a layup, and she was so open she could have stood there for 10 seconds before she put it up. Michaela Hall now with it. She's trying to get something doing. Ball tipped in the air by Gilmore, falls down into the hands of Brody. Brody behind the back, trying to pick it up off the floor, picks it up, dribbles, going down, gets stripped going up. It looked like Burns tried to fall on it, in which she did. Jump ball, and the possession will go to the Golden Eagles. Up 20. 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. And now Gilmore is going to hold for the last shot. If I'm Brody here, I'm probably adding some pressure here. Magistro's telling her not to move. You add some pressure, you're going to force her to move, in which Brody decides to do. Gilmore tried to go around. She gets called for the carry. The Steelers are going to have a chance to put a shot up with 6 left to go in the first quarter. And I think I would inbound pass to Brody, although she wasn't looking for the ball. Ball goes back to Stewart. Stewart dribbles up, dribbles around. Got to put one up. Off the glass. Won't go. 20-point lead for the Golden Eagles heading in to the break. As Jaylee Green, the solo scorer for the Steelers. Meanwhile, for the Golden Eagles, it's spreading the wealth. Hayden Keith put up 8. Keegan McConaughey put up 8. Paris Gilmore had 4, and Bella DiNardo had 4, including 2 from a pre-game technical. We'll be back to start the second quarter. Hall inbounds over to Stewart. Stewart trapped. Found a way to Brody. Brody looked like she wanted to drive, had nothing. Ball tipped by Jones, falls into the hands of DiNardo, who gives it to Gilmore, who hit it off the underneath part of the rim. Too far under when she went to go for the layup. Brody brings it up, goes behind the back. She's being trapped. She needs help. Was looking for Stewart and threw it right into the hands of Gilmore, who's going to take it down and put it up for 2. Timeout, Steelers. This is an ugly, ugly start for the Steelers, and you need to do something to turn it around fast. Down 22, 7:32 left to go in the second quarter. And now Stewart will bring it up for the Steelers. She gives it over to Hall. Hall being trapped, had to force it back over to Stewart. Stewart gets it to Hall. Hall trying to get something down further down the court instead of the lateral passes. She dribbles through. She's small enough. She got through. Found Burns for 2. And Keith now going to go over to Jones. Jones back to Keith. Keith was looking for DiNardo. DiNardo couldn't get the backdoor screen, which forced Keith into a travel. The Steelers take over. And Stewart anticipating the trap from Jones. Gets it back over to Stewart. And she has it stolen away, picked up by Gilmore, who sends it over to Jones off the glass, gets the foul. She'll head to the charity stripe for 2. And so the first from the charity stripe will fall for Jones. That'll also be her first bucket of the night. And the second shot goes up and finds its way through the net. Inbound pass from Burns to Hall. Hall pushes it up, has it swatted out of the air by DiNardo. Found its way into the hands of Keith. Keith to Jones. Jones pushing it up the court. Steelers on a 3-on-3 break now. The Eagles, and DiNardo missed the shot. Kicked it out to Gilmore. Gilmore wide open. I mean, she stood there for 5 seconds and then put it up for 3. And she gets it to fall. Another mental lapse for the Steelers here. Possible ankle injury to Bella DiNardo. Yeah, it looks like she'll get a sub. Number 21, that is Elena Suhar, who will give DiNardo a break. Coach Tarosky took that valuable time to talk to his team in a big deficit, trying to make a little run here. And Stewart now going to push it up. Nope. Tried to get it back over to Burns, and Jones just ripped it out of the air and put it up for 2. Now they get it up. Hall has it stripped away. It rolls out of bounds. Back to the Golden Eagles. A 27-point lead, and the Golden Eagles have broken this thing way open. The Steelers, though, plenty of time to close the gap, eliminate some of the mistakes, and start with the execution. And Gilmore wide open again. I mean, she had room from here to Iowa. Green off the board. She has it. She gives it to Stewart. Stewart pushing it up. She goes over to Hall. Almost out of reach. Hall had Scott down low, must have missed her. And she's calling out of play. She's trying to dictate some offense here. Gets it over to Stewart. Low pass. Screen from Scott. Stewart has a bit of a lane. Has it taken away by Keith. She's on the break. Throws it up ahead for Gilmore, who's going to roll it in off the back of the glass for 2. And so now Stewart in a bit of a pickle. Tried to force it to Scott. And Suhar was able to tip it over to Gilmore, who was tripped up by Scott as she fell. Another foul. And with the 9th team foul, that means we head to the line for another 1-and-1. And McConaughey is going to check back out, as DiNardo will come in to give her a break. Gilmore on a 1-and-1 has to make the first to earn the second. And she does make the first and will earn the second. So it's a 30-point lead for the Golden Eagles. The Steelers just came in flat. That's being nice about it. Bad night at the office. But again, the only good thing about going down this many is that there is plenty of time to make up for it. If they've built a 31-point lead in less than a half, you can come back from a 31-point lead in less than a half. And Stewart has it. She found a little bit of a lane, but Gilmore stepped up, smacks it out of the air, and she comes down with it. She's on a break, 4-on-2. Gilmore over to DiNardo. DiNardo, no glass, went straight up and got the foul. And she'll head to the line for 2. That is 10 team fouls on the Steelers. It does not matter because this is a shooting foul. But any reach in, any other foul called on the Steelers now will head to the double bonus for the remainder of the half. You will shoot 2 instead of a 1-and-1. Nonetheless, the first of the charity stripe goes down for DiNardo. She'll step up for another. Bianco's going to check in. Jones is going to step out, take a bit of a rest, and she's quite frankly earned it. I mean, she's been a main focus for the steals and turnovers for the Golden Eagles for this half. Both of them go down there for DiNardo. And Stewart now pushing it up. And she's going to give it over to Brody. Brody to Hall. Hall may have had a second to think about a 3. She gives it over to Burns. Burns trying to make a move to go down low on Keith, who tried to swat at the ball. Going to be called for a reach. Steeler ball out of bounds.
Foul on Keith, her first, team 4.
I think I said that last bucket was for DiNardo. The free throws, I meant to say it was Gilmore. My mistake. Turnover. And the Golden Eagles are going to take over. And Coach Justin Magistro looks to be as happy as he can possibly be. The difference between Coach Magistro and Rick Mancino is Coach Mancino would have been screaming and hollering despite being up this amount of points. Gilmore has it. She goes to Keith. Keith has room for the 3. She pops it, won't go. Stewart going to let it roll out of bounds. The Steelers will take over with 4:20 left to go in the half. 33-point lead. And Burns has it. She's going to cross-court it to Hall. Barely got there. Did, though. A little bit of a breather for the Steelers. Up to Brody. Brody inside the green. Just airmailed. Again. All the passes are high or low. Nothing's to the chest. You can't get a good shot selection because the Golden Eagles are all up in your face. The Steelers aren't even back on defense, and Gilmore could have had a wide-open layup if she wanted it. Pulled it out, decided to set something up. Off the spin move, found Keith. Keith for 3. Won't go. Bit of an exhale from the Steeler crowd. Brody now going to bring it up. And she gives it over to Hall. Hall going to take over the initiating duties for the offense. And Coach Ed Tarosky calls a timeout. And we may have limited fans in the building, but the way that the Lady Eagles are screaming, you'd think we had a packed house here tonight. And so Stewart will be the inbounder. She gives it to Hall. Hall goes right back to Stewart. And she'll take over the play calling. And she's immediately trapped. Found Brody on the wing. Brody over to Hall. Back to Brody. Brody pops the 3. Won't fall. DiNardo with the board. And she's got 2 ahead. Brody takes it away like a defensive back. Goes in the green and airmails her again. Every pass. I don't know that I've seen one chest pass thus far in the game from the Steelers. And that is taking points off the board. Gilmore will bring it up for the Golden Eagles. And she goes inside to DiNardo. DiNardo was looking for that step back mid-range, had no room, found Bianco cutting low, didn't have anything. Thomas on the board. She brings it up, going to allow her team to get in position. Stewart had a wide open lane, stopped, could have popped the 3, decided against it. Went back, has Gilmore on her back, drives off the window, gets the foul, does Stewart. Stewart deciding to make a play happen for the Steelers when there was virtually nothing to happen. Nothing there for her. She had to go out and make her own play. And respectfully, she did. Hopefully, she can put these 2 free throws down. 2:54 left to go in the half. Turnovers and foul trouble have contributed to this 32-point lead currently held by the Golden Eagles. McConaughey going to check in for the Golden Eagles. Jones will check out. Coach Tarosky decides against making a substitution. So Stewart has 1 of 2 to go on tonight. And it will be 1 of 2 as DiNardo had it as falling. Keith now going to bring it up, and looks like the Steelers were thinking about a trap but backed off. Inside pass, Bianco was so wide open she was standing out there on an island. She puts it up and gets fouled. She'll head to the line for 2. That's 11 team fouls on the Steelers. Foul trouble, turnovers, can't make a right pass. Not able to get good shots because you're being smothered on defense, which is creating the turnovers. Terrible, terrible half for the Steelers. And I'm sure Coach Tarosky agrees with me wholeheartedly. Bianco gets her first of 2. As Scott will check in and give Green a break. And Bianco gets both of them to fall. And a referee time. And they're explaining something on who knows. Maybe the timeout was for the substitution because Bianco came off the floor. And Coach Ed Tarosky looks like he's going to send Jaylee Green back into the game now. Although she'll have to wait for the next dead ball. Stewart walking it up for the Steelers, trying to get something to go. She's guarded heavily by McConaughey, who's going to be called for the reach. And Coach Magestro not happy. And Jaylee Green does check back in. Burns gets a break. Hall gets it back over to Stewart. Stewart has a little bit of room, not being trapped, a little bit of time to think, and some room to breathe. Crossover on McConaughey. She goes all the way down and gets fouled. Would have been nice to see her finish. Hopefully she could put both of them in from the line.
Keith, her second, team 7. Stewart, team 2.
And 1 of 2 will fall for Stewart. And the ball goes to Keith. Found Gilmore down low. She's going to be back. Yeah, she was going to have a tough go at it against Green, but she traveled prior to. Green definitely wins the size battle there, but size doesn't always matter. And Stewart going to walk it up as we hit the 2-minute mark. Left to go in the half. Stewart gets a screen from Green. Jaylee Green rolled down, was probably open. Thomas pulls a 3, won't go. That's Elena Suhar on the rebound. Paris Gilmore has it, and she throws a baseball pass up to Keith off the glass and in. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you're always told on defense to keep the offense in front of you. As now Stewart trying to force something here. Has it tipped away by McConaughey. And screen from Thomas. Keith's going to switch over. Thomas fell. And again, a pass that just wasn't even in the reach for Jordan Scott. The Golden Eagles will take over with a minute and change left to go in the half. And DiNardo guarded by Hall. And Hall's going to be called for the hold. Double bonus. So the double bonus, we will shoot 2 no matter what. There is not a one, make 1 to earn the second here as you would in a single bonus. Shoot 2 straight up. The 12th team foul on the Steelers, contrary to the scoreboard. And DiNardo gets them both to go. And now Stewart bringing it up, gets it to Hall. Foul will be called. Michaela Hall will step to the charity stripe and put up a 1-and-1. The Golden Eagles still in a double bonus, or excuse me, still in the single bonus. And she misses the first, won't get the second. Keith gonna push it up, has Gilmore back, decides not to go to her, goes over to DiNardo, who pops the mid-range off the front iron and out. Back over to Keith. Keith had an opportunity for a 3, and Coach Magistro bout ran to the F on the court, trying to get a timeout for his team. 46 seconds left to go. Got to believe he's going to draw something out. Come out of the timeout, hold it, take the last shot with whatever play he's drawing up currently on the clipboard. Meanwhile, for Coach Tarosky, he is on the flip side of the coin, drawing up a defense to hopefully prevent the Golden Eagles from pouring the lead on any more, adding salt to the wound at this point. And the Steelers trying to stop the burn. An analogy that I've used previously, and, well, it obviously fits the bill for here tonight. Same 5 out of the timeout for Magistro, and same 5 out for Tarosky. DiNardo will be the inbounder. And tipped out of bounds by Stewart. DiNardo will get another shot at the inbound. And this time it goes to Gilmore. Gilmore tried to hit Hall with a crossover. Hall staying in front of her. Hall guarding her heavily. Suhar has her. McConaughey had an opportunity for 3, decided against it. Keith now they might be trying to pass it around, try to get an open 3. Gilmore going back to Keith. We know Keith can pull from downtown Sharon, as she's proven already tonight. Inside pass to McConaughey. Too good of a look to pass up on. She's got 2 more. Stewart now going to bring it up. 15 seconds left to go in the half. 46-8 is the score. And the Steelers now trying to get something going. The Golden Eagles bench loud as ever. Stewart had something, couldn't take it. She pulls the 3. Oh, it's in and out, won't go. Scott pulled down the rebound too little too late. 46-8 is what we will have at the half. In what was an atrocious first half for the Farrell Steelers. Hopefully the ladies can come out of the locker room and get some type of momentum going. And again, if the Golden Eagles can build this lead in a half, you can take this lead away in a half. Hopefully they do that when we come back from the halftime break. And we're back to begin the second half of what looks to be early signs of a rout from the Kennedy Catholic girls. Inside pass from Donardo to Jones. Jones gets the foul, won't get the ball to drop. She'll head to the line for 2.
Foul on spot for third, team first. Jones to shoot 2.
First shot won't go for Jones. Jones finished the half with 3. In the first half for the Golden Eagles, Paris Gilmore led the team in scoring. She had 13. Hayden Keith not too far behind with 10 points and 2 triples from the Sharon Steel Mill. And rebound, McConaughey following the missed second shot by Jones. Gilmore had it. She thought about a long 3. Goes inside. Nice little underneath dish to Donardo for 2. She's got 8 on the night. Stewart bringing it up. The Golden Eagles have dropped back into a man-to-man defense following, the early running trap. Brody on the drive. Pulls up from the mid-range. Sinead Brody can't get it to go off the right side of the iron. She gets her own rebound. Ball smacked out by Donardo. Donardo falls. Ball kicked back out to Michaela Hall. Michaela Hall now over to Sinead Brody. Sinead off the screen, gives it over to Jaylee Green. Jaylee to Michaela Hall, 4-3, off the front iron and out. Steelers can't get anything to fall. 40-point deficit now. Paris Gilmore way up court. Thank goodness Burns was able to get a hand on it, or we'd be looking at a 42-point lead in all likelihood. And the ball goes inside to McConaughey, who tried to get one up over Green. Green wasn't having it. She pulls down the rebound, throws it off the back of Brody. Miscommunication. I guess that's the word of the night. Stewart bringing it up, and she's going to be fouled.
Foul on Jones for third.
Jones is going to get called for a block. That's her 3rd foul. And McConaughey will check out. Elena Suhar will check in for the Golden Eagles. And for the Steelers, it'll be Jaylee Green checking out and Sincere Harden Man checking in. Ball ends up into the hands of Hall. Hall out to Stewart. Had an opportunity for 3, didn't take it. Drive, under, up, and in for the and 1. Stewart gets her 4th point of the night. Jones has her 4th foul. Gotta believe she's gonna be pulled as McConaughey checks right back in for Suhar. And Magistro, against popular belief, will leave Jones in the game. And off the front iron and out for Stewart. Couldn't convert the 3-point play. So Keith will bring it up now, and she gives it to Gilmore. And Magistro shouting out the call from the sideline. And over to Donardo. Donardo has Gilmore down low. Got it to her on the right. She went up and under on the left. Give her 2. And so now, Stewart bringing it up, down 40. Golden Eagles able to maintain a 40-point lead. Brody has the ball guarded by Donardo. Went to the right, gonna drive, off the glass, couldn't get it up over the rim. Jones now gonna push it up the floor. She has Gilmore to the right, Keith to the left, chose Keith. Keith off the glass and in for 2. That was a pick your poison. Wherever she went, it was probably gonna be an open layup in a 3-on-2 situation. Stewart now picked up her dribble. She needs some help. Got it over Brody. Brody also gonna get the screen there from Stewart. Stewart gonna set another one. Brody decides to back off as Keith switched on. Back out over to Stewart, guarded now by Jones. Stewart now gonna get a screen from Harden Man, decides against it. Nope, that time she took it. McConaughey acted like she was gonna step up, didn't go all the way, just put a hand up, and Stewart made her pay. Stewart's got a team leading 6 on the night. And Donardo found Keith, and she puts up another rainbow. That was reminiscent of Steph Curry in the finals. She's got 3 more. And Stewart comes all the way down, and she's going to get the shooting foul and head to the line for 2. A back-and-forth game, well, in this quarter. Back-and-forth shots being put up by both teams. If you could have done this a little bit earlier, may not be looking at the deficit you have. I think that's the Steelers' biggest issue in the post-Kyra Crosby era is they take too long to settle in to their offense. And tonight, Kennedy so far has made them pay. And free throws, missing free throws doesn't help anything. And Stewart will miss the free throw, and Jones will come out of the game. Bianco checks in. And Stewart looking to shoot the back half of her pair. And that's an air ball. The Golden Eagles will have the possession underneath the rim. And Thomas will check in. Stewart will get a breather. As a well-deserved breather. She's been putting together this little bit of a run that the Steelers have been able to go on. But Gilmore brings it up, guarded heavily now by Brody. And Gilmore just dribbles all the way down through the double team and draws the foul. She'll head to the line for 2. So Gilmore will take 2 from the charity stripe. First will fall. Of course, this game moved from a 7:30 tip-off to a 6 o'clock tip-off to accommodate the Kennedy fans who are going to leave here and go head up to the big storm, as we've been calling it around here, that is brewing and about to happen here at 7:30 when the Kennedy Catholic boys take on the Hickory Hornets for the first time in 34 years. And Gilmore will get the back half to fall as well. Paul will bring it up for the Steelers. That game at Hickory will be covered by Bob Greenberg on, I'll check the radio station in a second. I do believe it is 93.7, but I'm not sure. He might have changed to the, he might have the AM airwave. Hall now will be the inbounder. She gets it to Brody. Brody back to Hall. And turnover. Golden Eagles have it, and Jones will be called for a travel. The Kennedy at Hickory game will be covered by Mark Slezak and Bob Greenberg on Sports Radio 96.7 at 7 p.m. Also, tip-off at 7 p.m. Tip-off at 7 p.m. for Sharpsville at Wilmington girls basketball. That'll be on 790 WPIC, covered by the Professor Ryan Briggs and Colton Hoffman. Brody now with the ball. She's going for the inbound to Harden man, and the signature pass of the night, air-mailed over the head and a turnover. At the half, the Steelers had 22 turnovers, and looks like that number is going to do nothing but snowball here in the second half. DiNardo gets the pass over to Elena Suhar, who drives, and she'll draw the foul from Green.
Green for fourth, team third. Suhar for team 2.
And Suhar makes the first of 2. second goes as well. And Brody now got Bianco to bite on the shot fake. Floater off the glass, won't go. Outlet pass to DiNardo. She's got nothing but space. Brody wanted to chase down block, and I think she would have had it. I don't know that DiNardo seen her coming. DiNardo lost her handle there at the end. Ball pushed up the floor there by Stewart. She won't get it to fall. But she'll go to the line for 2 after drawing the foul. The first of 2 will not go for Stewart. And the second will not go either. Rebound, Michaela Hall. She puts it up. A long 2 won't go, off the hands of Stewart, and a turnover. So the Golden Eagles will take over. As Jones will bring it up. Down inside pass to Suar, who went up over Scott and drew a foul. Jordan Scott with 4 fouls on the night. Suar will miss the first of 2. She'll miss both. Tipped out by Bianco. The Steelers will take over. 3 seconds, 2, 1. Inbound. The ref didn't give her the ball until the end of the quarter. I mean, seriously. I understand that they're down 50 at this point, but really? 48-point lead, but the referee held on to the ball till the end of the quarter. The Steelers never had a shot at putting a shot up. Not the only questionable move of the night from the officials. We never did get an explanation from the technical. Stewart will go to Hall. And Hall will set up an offense. Tried to go over to Thomas. Gilmore got another hand on it. Brody having the ball smacked at by Bianco. Nothing. Burns. Mid-range. Got it. And Jones will have it. And she's going to take a step back. Mid-range won't go. Rebound Stewart. Stewart pushing it up the floor. Had Brody on the right. Didn't even look up to find her. That time she did. Maybe too little too late. So Brody had to take a mid-range instead of the open layup she would have had. Now, Gilmore gives it to Jones. Jones going to drive on Burns. Won't get it to go. Rebound, Elena Suhar. Elena Suhar tries to put it up at it. Blocked by Stewart, and they called a foul. Guess all you can do is sigh at this point because that has been the theme of the game. So the first will fall for Suhar. And so will the second. Her fourth points on the night. Her fourth point of the night. And Stewart on the drive. Got a little bit of a lane. Put it down for 2. She's got 8. But Gilmore and the Lady Eagles pushing it up. And Gilmore up to the left. Tried to get a little bit of a jelly in there. Got the foul. Head to the line for the points. Gilmore will get the first as we will wait to check the back half. And off the back iron, off the left iron, and out. Rebound Burns. Burns to Brody. Brody guarded by Jones. Trying to find something, had nothing. Stewart for 3. Wanted the strap, couldn't get it. Gilmore has it. She's pushing it up, looking for Jones, who grabbed it like a football pass, looked like a travel. No call. Inside pass to Suhar, who went cross court to Bianco for 3. She missed. Picked back up by Suhar, who goes off the glass and drops it for 2. I mean, I understand that there's no chance of a comeback, but let them kill themselves, please. Stewart on the drive. Has nothing. Had Brody back door. Just missed her. Found Hall. Hall for 3. Off the backboard, and that had no chance. Bianco now pulling it up, and she gives it to Jones. Jones going to try to make a move here on Stewart. Instead, she pops a mid-range. Won't get it to fall, but Bianco just pulls it out of thin air in between 3 Steelers. Couldn't get it to go off the glass. Hall up to Brody. Brody going to make a move on Jones now. Pulls it back. Decides to go back to the right. She's got it over 3. Golden Eagles for 2. And Sanae Brody held in check until that right there. Normally she's the leading scorer for the Steelers. That's her first bucket of the night, but Jones comes back and hits a 3 that was from Kennedy Catholic High School. What are we doing, Steelers? And now Stewart gonna get her screen from Brody, and she shrugs it off. Jones still applying pressure now. Stewart trying to wait for something to happen, has nothing. Going up and around Jones, got a block. I believe it was on Suhar as Stewart was going up. I believe Suhar stepped in, was going to take a charge and thought about it.
Team 6, 5. Stewart to shoot 2.
So Stewart will be at the line to shoot 2 once she gathers her breath. Okay, so the foul was not called on Suhar. The foul was called on Jones, and that is her 5th. She will check out for the final time following this shot, and which is a miss. So Jones will check out with 3 points to her name for the night. Or excuse me, 7. I didn't count the other 3. Free throw. So she had 4. That last 3 made it 7. She'll check out for the final time tonight. Now on the floor foul called. And now that'll be Jada Jackson at the line shooting two. For those of you looking forward to the Kenny Catholic Golden Eagle boys at the Hickory Hornets, tip-off is expected to be at about 7:23. Little bit of a delay. Excuse me, a little bit of a, they moved it up a little bit. It's going to tip at about 7:23. Gilmore with it. And she gives it to Lombardi, who has her pocket picked by Brody. That's the Sinead Brody we've come to know and love. But she started just too little too late to help the Steelers in any situation here tonight. And Sophia Lombardi with it, and Jada Jackson gonna get the steal. Jada Jackson gonna take it and put it up off that glass for two. Now this is Steeler basketball. Again, too little, too late, but if we could have been doing this in the first quarter, this could be a whole different game. But Gilmore goes right around Brody and makes it look easy for two. Gilmore with 20 on the night following that lay. Stewart to Brody in the corner. Brody going way up, was looking for more. That's a nope, not quite a turnover. Sophia Lombardi had a hand on it. They're going to call over and back and say it's Kennedy ball, but I thought Sophia Lombardi clearly touched the ball before any Steeler. Apparently the referees do not see what I do, or maybe my glasses just aren't working today. Could be both, who knows. And Gilmore almost turned it right over into the hands of Brody. 70-23 your score. 1:50 left to go. And Lombardi going to be called for a questionable travel. Looked like a jab step, not sure that she moved. And Brody going to hand it back now to Stewart. Stewart found Moore in the corner, put up a tray, won't go. Gilmore has it, she's on a break, but Brody's chasing her down and sends it off the glass, but gonna be called a foul. What looked to be like a LeBron James-esque chase down block by Brody instead was a foul, and Gilmore will head to the line for a pair. Paris Gilmore misses the first of two. And the second of two will go. So Gilmore will get one of two in. It looks like in all likelihood she'll finish with 21 points on the night, leading all scorers in the game. Stewart gonna bring it up now. She leads the Steelers in scoring with 8. Brody had an opportunity for three, thought against it. Step back three though. Little too much air on it, but Samaya Moore puts it up for two. She cracks the scoreboard for the first time tonight. 71-25, 37 seconds left to go. As Utlak passes to Lombardi. Lombardi was going for Ochweri, who will tip it across the timeline and go and grab it herself, which is an over and back. The Steelers take over. 20 seconds and ticking remaining in the game. For the Steelers, the early story was turnovers as Moore pulls a three that does not go. For the Steelers, it was turnovers, bad passing, and poor execution. For the Golden Eagles, it was simply come in, take care of business, keep it moving, go watch the boys play Hickory. So your final score here tonight from the EJ, the Kennedy Catholic Golden Eagles 71 and the Farrell Lady Steelers 25. For the Steelers, Stewart led them in scoring. She finishes with 8. And for the Golden Eagles, it was the story of the duo of Hayden Keith and Paris Gilmore. Paris Gilmore put up 21, led all, and Hayden Keith was right behind her with 15 and 3 threes that all looked like they were from the old Sharon Steel Mill. Ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for tonight. Our next game, I do believe, is next Wednesday, I think, right? Next Wednesday here when the girls, the Farrell Lady Steelers, take on the Grove City Lady Eagles. Hopefully we have a different story for you by then. For all the Kennedy fans, we hope you go enjoy the Hickory and Kennedy game, first time in 34 years. Skylar Thomas leading the Golden Eagles in the battle against Connor Evans and those Hickory Hornets.